Welcome back. You're watching Goeiemôre, good morning. So many of us have dreamed of traveling the world, only to feel overwhelmed by the planning and the cost. That's exactly what happened to two South African friends, Carl Cronje and Jakes Maritz. While living in their cramped London apartment, they came up with an idea to make international travel more accessible. And that idea became Expat Explore, a company born not only to fulfill their own travel ambitions, but to help others see the world too. And I now am speaking to Jakes Maritz, who is live from Cape Town. Jakes, massive warm welcome to Goeiemôre, good morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being here.
Please tell us and the viewers about Expats Explore. How did it come about?
Well, it's a fascinating story, so I'll try and condense it. As you said before, Carl and I, my business partner, we knew each other somewhat from South Africa because we went to different universities. We were both on their respective SRCs, but we weren't really friends at the time. But around about the same time, we both went to the UK for the adventure, and obviously because we wanted to travel and see the world. So, and that we think we're now talking about roughly around 2002. So, move on about 2 years, and I started another business in order to survive. And right about the same time, Carl approached me and he said to me, "Listen, I like this travel thing a lot. I'm not too bad at organizing trips for other people, so I want to do this for a living. So, can you help me with the business side of things?" And I said to him, "Listen, I understand business." I didn't really, but I just said I did. And we decided to start this travel business because we were both avid travelers. We had a huge passion for it. And the first thing we did was to actually decide we wanted to process Schengen visas because a lot of South Africans at the time, or South Africans still need Schengen visas to travel to Europe. And we wrote a letter to the French consulate, had it translated to French because they like that type of thing, and they allowed us to process visas on other people's behalf. And what we did was to combine that with tours, and that's how it all started. The first thing we did was to actually just take £800, have a massive party for family and friends, and we told them, "We're starting a business, support us." And that's how it all began.
£800 would get you a huge party here in South Africa, even today.
Absolutely.
So you offer tours, 450 types of tours, and in over 6 continents. How do you actually manage all the logistics of this? Because those tours have all got people on them that all need things from you.
Absolutely. I mean, in terms of logistics, if you just think about all the components that go into a tour, it's a massive thing. And in the beginning, Colin and I started off doing everything. You know, we had to get new people or people on board to help us with that fairly quickly. But in the beginning, we did absolutely everything from tour guiding in Paris on weekends, putting everything together. But these days, with 450 tours on the road, and that's just the one company we're talking about, it's a massive, massive outfit. So what we do is we invest heavily in expertise and systems. We've been doing it over the last 20 years. We have in the vicinity of close to 400 people working for us at this stage just to make everything work. We also have very close relationships with our suppliers, if you want to call them that. That'll be the hotels and restaurants and excursions. We directly, not directly employ, but we directly contract our tour leaders. So all of that, and the logistics behind it are dealt with competent people and well-developed systems. And yeah, we've had 20 years experience, and we pretty much know what we're doing by now.
It sounds like it. Sounds absolutely incredible. You are celebrating your 20th anniversary. So, what are some of the special things we can be on the lookout for?
Of course, as I said before, we're travel folk. We're very, very passionate about the industry and how it enriches people's lives. So we want to share it with as many people as we possibly can. So at the moment, we're running huge discounts on our website. If you go onto that, it's never too late to plan a trip for this year or even for next year. But and the reason why we're doing that is because we want to share and celebrate this occasion or the 20th with as many people as we possibly can. But also with us, things are never standing still. Looking forward to the next 20 years, We are, planning new destinations, new types of tours. For example, if you want to see Europe on a train, things like that are coming. So yeah, it's kind of like a milestone for us. We're planning new innovative things, but we also want to get as many people on board this year and next year as we possibly can to celebrate with us.
I love what you did there with the onboard and the train holidays that are coming up. Jakes, I wanted to also ask you how your South African background influences the way that Expats Explore operates.
Oh yeah, that's a very good question. I get that a lot because if you think about the context and what we did, it's two South African and fairly young South Africans, young innocent South Africans, if you will, going over to another country, the UK, and starting things up there. And here we are, 20 years later. And if we bring it back to South Africans and how we are as a nation, I think the first thing that springs to mind is the fact that we are hospitable people. We like to host. Even these days, if you go on one of our trips, you get that feeling of family, of being in somebody's home. It's a very welcoming environment, and I think that takes us back to the fundamentals and the type of people we are. Not just the South Africans, Carl and I as well. And we like to host. We like to make people feel welcome. The other thing is we're also problem solvers. That is something that we need, and we were brought up like that in South Africa. So being in a country without the networks and the know-how, we had to solve problems constantly. It's still one of our core values in the company. We constantly solving problems for people and for ourselves. And I think you take that back to our South African upbringing. But the one thing that stands out for me is our competitiveness. South Africans by nature are incredibly competitive. I mean, we employ people from all over the world, and I know this is a fact. And I think the fact that we're so competitive didn't make us shy away from taking on the big boys. These days, we are one of the bigger boys, but we always wanted to do that. It's that competitiveness that took us forward constantly.
That is absolutely amazing. Thank you, Jakes Maritz from Expats Explore, for joining us. We'll put all of those details up on our social media pages so you can also be an explorer. Remember, you can advertise on Goeiemôre Good Morning. To send an email to sales@creatorsway.co.za.